Hi, everyone. This is the Leadership with Heart podcast, and this is Heather Younger, your host. Employee experience is powered by emotions. Managers and or leaders within organizations get to choose which emotions they unleash from within the people they lead. Leaders, meaning supervisors or above in an organization, drive much of the positive or negative emotions by their actions or inactions, their words, or what they fail to say. When a manager chooses their words and their actions carefully, they exhibit great emotional intelligence. These managers are often thought of as leaders who care, or as I like to call them, leaders with heart. This special brand of leader drives engagement and loyalty simply by being themselves. Are these leaders perfect? Absolutely not. It is in their awareness and sharing of some of their imperfections that we realize their true brilliance. In this podcast, I ask you to see yourself in the stories my guests tell about times when they were not the best versions of themselves, but how they used their hearts to guide them to a deeper connection with their team and heightened leadership prowess. Before we move on and you hear the show today, I want to make a special request of you. I would like this podcast to remain successful and to increase the amount of listeners and people who are downloading it. And in order to do that, I need to get more reviews. So, for anybody who is a listener, and if you love the show, please go and do a 5-star rating and write a review anywhere you listen. And then screenshot that. If you screenshot that and you email me at heather@customerfanatics.com, heather@customerfanatics.com, then in the next show, I will give a kudos to you for doing so, because I actually am very appreciative of anybody who does write those reviews. And if you already have done so, thank you very much. Thank you for joining the show and enjoy this one. Hi, everyone. This is Heather with the Leadership with Heart podcast, and I wanted to chat with you, just you and I, whoever's listening out there in the universe, on some topics related to important milestones, recognition, moving past obstacles and challenges, and looking for the greatness inside of your people. So just recently, it was actually just this week, it was a great week in my family. I have 4 children, most of you know that, and 3 of the 4 of them reached pretty significant milestones. The first one was that my son, who is in Civil Air Patrol, actually promoted up to the second next rank after, it's been a while, it's been a few months since he promoted. And so they did a ceremony and, they pinned them and parents could come and we could take pictures and we could obviously recognize and appreciate his efforts. And he looked so proud and so gentlemanly. And it was a really good thing. And I was there really happy to be there to support him. And my youngest, the 9-year-old, he was there to watch and to support as well. And you could see that he was beaming with pride for his brother and this accomplishment. And then the very next day, my oldest boy and my oldest child, who's my daughter, they are both in Taekwondo, but they started late in the game. They weren't always in this thing. They probably started maybe 3 months ago. And I wanted to do it to help build their confidence, increase their coordination, and just also for like self-defense. So they both were doing it, and one of them a little begrudgingly, but getting more excited because they were able to promote to their next belt up. And so they did that the other day. My daughter was super duper nervous, and she went in there. She thought, I'm not going to know the moves. I'm not going to be able to accomplish this and get my next belt. And I had to go do something else with one of the other kids. And when I got back, she said, yeah, we both got our belt. And so they both were able to promote up or, get the different level, a higher level belt for Taekwondo. And then that same daughter, this is kind of a super big deal. And for those of you out there who have children and teenagers, this is a big deal. My daughter was able to pass her driver's test. And so she just got her license. We picked it up yesterday. And so now we're just looking for cars and figuring out that whole driving thing. But the night that the whole family found out that she passed her test, we had a family dinner and we gave her a card with money in it as a way to, again, show how much we were proud of her. And everybody, all the kids signed the card saying how proud they were of her. And so this recognition was really, it was obviously well-deserved, but It was one of those things we make it a habit in our house of doing. And of course, me as a leader, even in the workplace, I'm the same way. I do make it a habit of recognizing people. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is this idea of milestones. When we are talking about our people, the people that we lead in the workplace or those we lead at home, when they achieve milestones, even if it's the smallest and tiniest of milestones, we want to make sure that we are showing appreciation. We're recognizing them for their effort, and letting them know that we noticed. Many of us feel like we are all alone in the world. There's many people, you hear the numbers on depression and anxiety and loneliness, and we feel like we're alone. And when we show appreciation for the people that are under our leadership, they know that they are being noticed. They know that there's a level of importance that they have in your life. And you want to be that gift bearer. You want to give that gift to your people so they know that they are important and that you recognized even the tiniest of milestones. So one of the things I did, I wrote an article probably 3-4 years ago about this plum tree in my front yard. And I didn't know it was a plum tree for actually about 2 years after moving in this house. And there was a neighbor who, after he moved out, actually it might have been 3 or 4 years after I moved in this house, he was a neighbor, then they were about to move out, and he said, "Oh, I just love that plum tree in front of your house." And I went, "What?" I had no clue it was a plum tree. I couldn't even see the plums. Partly it was because I'm not a green person, a green thumb, so I didn't know that. The other thing is I just never noticed any plums in the tree. And so he said he would see them fall down and he would collect them and they would make plum jam. So he would make plum jam from the plums that are in my tree. So I was a little bit irritated. And for the years after that, I kept trying to look for the plums that were in my tree. And it only has happened. I've been here 12 years and I've only seen him 1 year. And I've tasted that sweetness just once. That is to help us all remember to look for the greatness inside the people we lead, because it's there. And here's the thing. If we aren't looking for the greatness inside the people we lead, others will find it. They will leave us to go other places where their greatness is recognized and appreciated, where they are rewarded and awarded for the things that they do and what they bring to the table. Don't be like me, totally not even noticing that there were plums in this tree for many years. Instead, be like my neighbor. Go grab the plums that are there. Grab the greatness that you see inside of your people, and make sure that when you do that, you put it to good use, because folks that feel like that they are not on fertile ground, that they aren't in organizations that are actually fertile, that allow them to grow, they do seek out more fertile ground. So one of the other things I want to talk about in this regard is this idea that there are milestones, the things that we positively recognize, right? And then there are also these other things on the flip side that are really the obstacles and the challenges that get in our way of maybe being that best leader, being that leader who's representing and recognizing those people that are really those plums that are inside our workforce. There are those obstacles. There are those challenges that are in our way. But you know what? Those too shall pass. Look at those as not permanent, but temporary things that are maybe pausing your ability to move around something that's allowing you to be that best and that greatest leader that you know that you want to be, and I know that you can be. So I just wanted to leave that with you today. Look for the plums that are right in front of you. Grab those plums. Leverage every piece of greatness inside of the people that are looking to you for leadership. Bypass the challenges and obstacles that are in your way. It's okay to pause through them, but know that they're temporary. And don't forget, appreciation is the thing that gives the biggest dopamine boost to your people. You want to be the gift bearer for that type of positive chemical release. Have a great one. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening to the Leadership with Heart podcast. You can grab the show notes by visiting customerfanatics.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter.